Hello everyone. So today we are going to look strings in C++. So a string is just a collection of characters. Okay, so let's see something about a string and then we'll move to coding part of that. So is- for using string, we have to include a string, that's the header file. Also, instead of using string, you can just use this header file has include /std c++.h. So if you use this, then string vectors at map, like all the STL components or anything which comes under STL is not required. So if you are not using this, then we have to include a string header file in order to use string. So as I said, like a string is a variable, which is a string variable is a collection of characters surrounded by double quote. Yeah. So in C++, a string would be wrapped with double quotes. And also a string is a string will have a dynamically allocated memory, so that it can change on runtime and like save some memory. So a string class defines a number of functionality that allows manifold operation on a string. So we'll see these all operations today on a string. Okay, so let me write C++ code for it. So has include bit /std c++.h using namespace standard. Right, so instead of using this, I can use also has include string, and instead of this I can use has include IO string. Yeah, so this also works fine. Or if you want to include all the STL library at once, then we can just use one line of code, right? Yeah, now let's come to string. So we can declare a string with writing a string, and then you have to give a variable name. So let's say str, and then as I said, like a string in C++ will be wrapped with double quotes. So you need to surround it with double quotes. So let's take an example of apple. So this is a 5-character string which is surrounded by double quote. Right. Now we can print it just by writing the variable name. Right. So what I'll do is, yeah, so we can see our all outputs here and all the inputs here. I'll just have to use terminal to compile and run the code. So how do we run C++ command is G++ file name string.cpp, and then I need to first I compiled it and then I have to run it. So now to get the output in this file, we'll have to write output.txt. Yeah, now you see apple over here getting printed, right? So this is how like we print the string. Now we can also read the string from input or a console, and then we can print it. So basically if I have to read it, I can just declare string str and read cin of str. Whatever is the first word, it will read. So I need to again compile it and run it. Okay, sorry. So I have to give the input as well. So now what I'll do is I'll read from the input file input.txt and print in the output file output.txt. So now we can see the result. We are reading input and we are printing output, right? So in order to get a little bit more familiar, what I'll do is uh, I'll read two string. Let's say I have str1 and str2. So I'm reading str1 and str2 and then printing str1 and with a space and then str2. Yeah, so a question over here is, let's say I'm writing apple and mango mango. So will my str1 read the complete line, or str1 will read only apple and str2 will read mango? So let's see that. Let's compile it first and then print it. So instead of this, we'll print in the next line. That would make more clear. See out a line break after printing the first word. Yeah, you see. So str1 is apple and str2 is mango. So when we read a string by using scene and the variable name, it actually reads just a word. So it will read a word till a space. Okay. So if there is no space, then basically it will read str1 will completely read apple mango. But if there is a space, it will only read the first word. Okay. Now let's say if I have to read the complete line, how do I read it? Right now with this syntax we are able to read only one word till the space. If I have to read the whole line till backslash n, so what we are going to do is you have to first declare the string and use this function called getLine. Okay, so getLine will help you to read the complete line. So you have to write scene and the variable name, and then let's print this str1. Now you see it's completely reading the first line and printing the whole line over here. So now I hope it is clear that how can you read the complete line or how you can read word by word. Okay, so next thing, let's come uh, to the function pushback and popback. Okay, so now though we have read this line, which is apple mango, let's say I want to push a character. So a string is a collection of characters. In the string you can push characters. Okay, so here what I can write is str1 dot push back one character. So let's say I'll push I space. Okay, and then I'll push one character, let's say A, and then I'll push P. Okay, so now let's see what it prints. Right, so it has pushed first one space at the end, then appended one A, and then appended P. Right, so pushback function will do nothing, but it will append a character at the end of the string. Now if we have to remove a character from the end of the string, that is we just have to, we don't have to pass anything, it will just remove from the end. So we'll use popback function. Now what is it is going to print is it will remove P, that is the last character in the string. Okay, so let's see that. You can see that. All right, so get line is done, popback is done, length and resize. Yeah, so now let's see what length does. So we can get the length of the string by writing the variable name dot length. Length is the function which will give you the length of the string. That is 13. Okay, so we can print here a line break also. That will make it more sense. Yeah, so 13. You can count it. There will be 13 character in total, including the space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's correct. Also, one thing I want to mention is you can use size as well, like str1 dot size. So basically, size you can use in vector, string, map, anywhere. That is what, like, you can remember the size and you can use that size everywhere. But length you can use only with strings. Okay, so yeah, if you see, you are getting 13 and 13, right? So hope length and size, y- now you can utilize it, right? Next is resize. So resize will do nothing, but as you know, like, string is dynamically allocated memory. If you want to increase the size, right? So then uh, you have to just write resize. So str1 dot resize. Let's say I'm writing 20. What will happen? Let's see. Okay, so we will use this after over here. Let's give a line break everywhere so that it is clear. Right, so you can see here it is 20, so it has resized it. Now if you try to print, it will print a garbage value at the location where you haven't given uh, any characters. Okay, so let's move this line down and print and see what it prints. Right, so you see it's printing something nil nil nil. It's a garbage value basically over there. Fine. So why this resize is helpful is because many a times you do a random access, like I want to print the fifth character, let's say, then I can directly do str1.5 if it if it is already initialized, right? So whatever is there in the position 5, that character will get printed, right? So at 5 actually it says space. Let's use 4 and 4 will get printed. E will get printed. Right. So is E is getting printed. Now begin and end. Yeah. So begin and end are the iterators. So how we declare a string iterator? Okay, so let me remove this all for now. Yeah. So this is how we declare a string iterator. So you have to just write std string and then scope operator and iterator ID. Now let me make you clear before we move to begin and end. Begin will point to the first character in the string. So let me write over B. B is pointing to A. But end will not point to last character of the string, that is E. It will not point to E, but it will point to next location of E, that is the end. Okay, so never get confused with this, that if you try to print an element at E, you will not get the last character. Okay, fine. So now let's go to here. So we can iterate over the string using these iterators. So let me write a normal for loop, and here I can say it is equal to str1 dot begin. So now my it is pointing to the first character of the string. Now I can say till it is not equal to str1 dot end, that is the ending position, increment the iterator, and at each iterator it is pointing to one character, so we can print that character using a star id. Okay, after this we'll give a line break. So this will print a complete string. You see apple and mango is getting printed, right? Other normal way how we print a string is very simple. What you have to do is int I equal to 0, I less than str1 dot size or length, anything you can write. I prefer writing size because it's common for all stl vector and all. So str I, if I write, it will print the character at the location I. Sorry, it's str. Yeah. So here I can give a line break so that we can separate two strings. Yes, and now let's, yeah, it is also printing. There is one another way also to print a string, so I'll tell you. So you can just use auto I and then write str1, and here you can directly print cout I. This will also print the character one by one. So basically what this will do is it is taking one element over I and you are printing that time. So these three ways you can use to iterate over the string. Okay, so hope now begin and end is clear for everyone. Now let's move to another, that is insert. Yeah, so okay, it's written two time. Let me remove it. Yes, so what you can do is you can insert a string in between a string. So basically what I'm trying to say is str1 dot insert. Let's say this is our string. At position 5 we want to insert in another string. Okay, so we can use this. You first parameter you need to pass is the index. So I am writing 5 and there I'm inserting, let's say, another mango which is space separated then. So now let's print and see like what will it print. Okay, so cout str1 and then a line break. Okay, after printing this also will give a line break. Yeah, so you see there is one more mango inserted in between, right? So hope insert is clear. Now one more thing is swipe. Yeah, so let's take two strings now, str1 and str2. Okay, we'll read two lines, str1 str2. I'm writing one more line, that is mango apple. Okay, and now what I'll do is, let me remove these all things. Yeah, I'll use swap. So str1 dot swap str2. Now we can print str1 with a line break, copy the same thing, print str2. Right, so first we are printing str1, then we are printing str2. Right, so see, first mango apple is getting printed, then apple mango, but first we read apple mango and then we read mango apple and we swiped both the strings. That is why it is printing in reverse, right? Not reverse, but str1 is printing the str2 and str2 is printing str1 because we have swiped it, right? Now there are some interesting operations also. You can sort the string as well. So for sorting, basically, let's say we will sort the first string. So sort will take the iterators. So here what you need to do is str1 dot the starting position. So we can pass begin, that is the starting position. Then the ending position, you can give any position, like before and, or the position you give till there it is going to sort. Okay, so str1 dot end, we want to say get it sorted completely. This is how you write a sort function. And now if you see, it has sorted it, so space comes before, because if you see ASCII value of that, it is lesser compared to other. Now if you see A is coming before E is coming before G, this is alphabetical English order, right? So this is how you use sort. And if you want to reverse it, so you'll reverse again the same thing. I'll reverse the second string, let's say. So str2 dot begin, str2 dot end. Yeah, now let's compile and run it. So you'll see the second string is completely reversed. So M is printing at last, then A is printed, then N, then G, then O, then space, then A, then P, then P, then L, and then E. So this is a reverse string, right? So hope these all functionalities are clear. And yeah, this thing I have already told you is not pointing to the end character, but the next not the location actually, but uh, imaginary element, you can say. Okay, thank you.